ingredients are plentiful hereabouts.
No harm in picking a few.
I've a knack for combining materials that I hope you'll find useful. I'll craft aught I can you...
I'll hold on to this. After all, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Goblins, Master! You must remain vigilant.
Arisen, you must regain your footing. Well done. Dare I say it? We trounced our foe well and true.
Overconfidence is an enemy in and of itself. Let us instead strive to better ourselves with every battle.
The creature's corpse will serve us well.
You cut quite the hunter's figure.
Must you run so fast? I can hardly keep you in my sights, Arisen.
Let us endeavor to keep up, though we are less fleet of foot.
I'd wager there's aught to be found here.
Let us ponder how best to proceed.
We have found a material. I'm sure we'll find a purpose for it in due time.
I'm not risking my life for assistance.
Bunch of sluggards. Need new blood.
Alas, 'twould seem I've taken on too much.
Perhaps 'tis time we returned to our base of operations and deposited some of our finds.
I thought you might like this, so I picked it up. Here you go.
my way.
What a strange dream I was having. I dare say I could topple such foes with my hands tied behind my back. Shall I give it a try?
Right you are.
I'm near enough wastrels and cookies.
Mayhap dreams will reveal to you.
Say, weren't we tasked with another errand that sent us somewhere near here?
Perhaps we ought to go there first. What say you, Arisen? A crime committed here will see one confined to jail.
As I understand it, the pay of a jailer is miserable for all their toil.
Then a bribe might avail us, should the time come.
Acting up today. Ain't used to anymore.
Oh, there's something written here.
Shall we take a closer look?
Well met. You will soon forget the fatigue of a long journey when treated to the foremost hospitality in all Vernworth. Much obliged.
This inspires more long as you please.
Well met. You will soon forget the fatigue of a long journey when treated to the foremost hospitality. All Vernworth. Much obliged.
Welcome. Now here's a welcome sight. Lots to do. Gather round. Treat your ears to a tale by a master storyteller. And should my story entertain you, nay, even if it shouldn't, I would greatly appreciate a coin or two to soothe my throat with a mug of ale. Now, listen close, as today I shall tell of a serpent with powers most fell. Our hero ventured into a shrine long enclosed, whereupon he found serpent and soldiers in battle opposed. Though to the soldiers' aid he would fain have leapt, unease overtook him, so behind a pillar he crept. And not a moment too soon, for there came a flash of light, ere the room filled with screams, soldiers wailing at their plight. Then the shrine grew deathly still, and our hero was all alone, for every last soldier had been transformed to stone. Wary of his foe, and with presence of mind, the man crept up to the pillar upon which 'twas entwined. Seeing his moment, he unsheathed his blade and brought the pillar low in a thundering cascade. The gloating serpent was caught by surprise, and with a pitiful hiss, 'neath the pillar it writhed. Till mustering swiftly the last of its might, to the depths of the shrine did the monster take flight. Thus, with a wit as sharp as his sword was honed, did our hero put an end to the threat imposed. And who was our hero? Why, needless to say, 'twas the father of House Berkeley, which lives on to this day. Gather round, treat your ears to a tale by a master storyteller. And should my story entertain you, nay, even if it shouldn't, I would greatly appreciate a coin or two to soothe my throat with a mug of ale. Now, listen close, as today I shall tell of a serpent with powers most fell. Our hero ventured into a shrine long enclosed, whereupon he found serpent and soldiers in battle opposed. Though to the soldiers' aid he would fain have leapt, unease overtook him, so behind a pillar he crept. And not a moment too soon, for there came a flash of light, ere the room filled with screams, soldiers wailing at their plight. Then the shrine grew deathly still, and our hero was all alone, for every last soldier had been transformed into stone. Wary of his foe, and with presence of mind, the man crept up to the pillar upon which 'twas entwined. Seeing his moment, he unsheathed his blade and brought the pillar low in a thundering cascade.
Are you in the market for something in particular? Always a pleasure.
Gather round, treat... Aye, got some coin to spare your humble store? Much appreciated. Gather round, treat your ears to a tale by a master storyteller. And should my story entertain you, nay, even if it shouldn't, I would greatly appreciate a coin or two to soothe my throat with a mug of ale. Now, listen close, and your focus apply to this tale of a giant who touches the sky. Our hero, oft forgotten by history in spite of his worth, awoke one fell morning to rumbling earth. In a panic he started, out the front door he leapt, to behold what had approached a night as he slept. 'Twas a mysterious figure, but be it friend or foe, on shaking legs did he approach, the better to know. Yet he did not get near, for afore him stretched the sea. The figure was striding through waters up to the knee. Its realization explained the bizarre. What had appeared close was being seen from afar. For truly, the figure was mammoth in size, tall enough to be blinded by the clouds in the skies. One thing was certain, surely
Welcome to the Star Drop Inn. We serve all manner of fine ales here. Shall I pour you a cup to start you off? Come back anytime.
What did I do to deserve this as my lot?
While we're here, shall we take care of that other task we were entrusted with as well?
We shall have to decide which is the most pressing. We cannot do everything at once.
I'm sure I can handle this.
Clean and tidy. What else needs doing?
This looks as good a place as any.
I'll collect that. You needn't trouble yourself.
Ah, Sir Arisen. I've been meaning to speak with you. Did you, perchance, pay a visit to the House of the Blue Sunbright? I see. After the rather strongly worded letter I received, 'twas under unique circumstances, shall we say, that Daphne came to reside with us. You must understand, the House of the Blue Sunbright is our most generous benefactor, and their favor hinges upon thus, for the sake of all who reside herein, I beg you to steer Daphne away from any further contact with that household. Though it pains me to perpetuate the girl's misfortune, it must be done, if the gracious hand is to continue to function.
Do you perchance remember me? You once knew me as maid to the young master, Sebastian. Well, I'm his maid no longer. Though I meant no harm, the mistress saw fit to turn me out. Tell no other soul of this. But the girl I had you fetch was none other than Sebastian's own twin sister. Afeard of inviting conflict over their inheritance, Daphne's family branded her a cursed babe and sent her away. Yet the loss of her newborn child drove the mistress half mad with grief. She's been bedridden ever since. I had hoped the sight of her long-lost daughter might rekindle some vital spark within my mistress. But alas, 'twould seem it was not to be.
Isn't there anything to do round here? Something fun to do here.
I'm always willing to lend a helping hand.
I suppose there can be no harm in bringing this along.
We'll find a use for it, I'm sure.
In the end, my good intentions served only to rob me of my stake. I suppose 'twas no less than my due for meddling in the affairs of the nobility.
Sir Arisen, I trust that you will do what is right by Daphne. And indeed, pray see to it that naught akin to the recent debacle be allowed to occur again.
skulls if you want to be topped off.
Swapping stories is one of life's great pleasures.
It's you again. What are you doing now? Right, door's locked. That should do it.
I've no time to be social. I've too much to do.
I've no desire to live this way any longer.
There's ought to be said for peace and quiet.
What to make hay while the sun shines?
This is an outrage!
Would that I could spend all day here.
Won't someone do aught about this?
Can't make a living if I get myself injured. When does my watch end? I've clean forgotten.
Something good will come up today. I just know it.
Any chance to be alone is a welcome.
So tired. I'd kip just about anywhere.
Wonder if it's too early for dinner.
Here you are, Master. I hope you like it. I found it myself.
When does my watch end? I've clean forgotten. Lots to do. Just the time.
May have dreams backing up today.
For another moment.
Would that I could spend all day here. Treat myself to a tipple before bed.
This is most convenient. Another destination we were bound for is not far from here.
We'll make our way there in time. As to whether 'twill be sooner or later, that is for the Arisen to decide.
Quite the predicament. I've more time than I know how to spend.
One can never have too many materials. I'll harvest some now.
Would that all my days were so tranquil. Sometimes I wonder if I'm part of this world.
Off wandering about again, I see. Why are you so adverse to doing honest work?
You would ask the proud sire of House Berkeley to move crates? To scribble in ledgers? Preposterous!
Albert, cease sense. That pride of yours has already ruined you once before. Do you mean to let it do so again? And who, pray tell, are you supposed to be?
Can't help but talk in a whisper when I'm here.
You need a permit to enter Batal, but they've become quite difficult to acquire of late, unless you're a merchant. Mind, rumour has it that it's easier for beastrons to obtain. That's led to some people acquiring beastron masks of all. Come to think of it, I've nary a clue as to where one would go to apply for a permit to begin with. What was it I had planned for the morrow?
I'm not accustomed to speaking with strangers in the street. Good day to you, sir. I'm not accustomed to speaking with...
All I need's my help, I suppose. Always a fresh breeze blowing. Let me think on this. All I need's my help. Can't help but talk in a whisper when I'm here.
If you must go off on your own, there's naught to be done. I only hope you'll return sooner rather than later.
'Tis not our place to hurry the Arisen.
I do not believe we are acquainted.
What was it I had planned for the morrow? Can't help but talk in a whisper when I'm here.
I'm not accustomed to speaking with strangers in the street.
There are useful ingredients to be gathered here, I'll wager.
Shall we see if there's aught to be found while we're here?
Perhaps you would indulge me in conversation? Perhaps you would indulge me in... To keep my arms strong and my mind sharp.
This is most convenient. Another destination we were bound for is not far from here. Efficiency is not the only factor worthy of consideration.
To keep my arms strong and my mind sharp.
Isn't there anything to do round here?
It is our duty to see this place protected.
I'd sooner stay out of the back where it was.
Quite the predicament.
Puts me in the mood for a song.
You'd think they'd learn.
I'm in no hurry to leave.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim. Regarding the matter of the Godsway, I fear there is naught to be done, save for your Majesty to venture to Batal. The sigil upon that letter from some days past bore the crest of the Batali Palace. Yet official dealings twixt Batal and Vermund are suspended. Passing through their fortress will prove a difficult task. With such hindrances in mind, I thought to prepare this. Pray, take it. Few may pass through Batal's fortress, save Beastren. With some coin, I was able to convince one such merchant to grant us that entry permit. 'Tis most fortunate that your Majesty is a Beastren. You ought pass through the border checkpoint without undue trouble.
Lots of people pass by here.
You have my fullest confidence. Do not forget that we work to serve the...
As a matter of fact, the events of the coronation are as vivid in my mind as if they occurred only yesterday. We must needs uncover this secret power that allows for the command of pawns.
Let me think on this a moment.
Got to keep my arms strong and my mind
Always
sharp.
a fresh breeze blowing round here.
Dream of adventure and dalliances with bandits.
Will someone do aught about this?
Waste, as they say.
Patient, I always say. Well met.
Forgive me for last night's scuffle.
You the Arisen? I've been looking for you. Sven wants to meet with you. Says he'll be waiting in his quarters.
I'm in fine.
Couldn't hurt to rest my feet.
At least here I can enjoy my own company.
Wouldn't say no to a nice, juicy beast.
Not a care in the world. Just as it should be.
I know every place here.
No one likes that. New place, well strapped. I'm ready to start.
My head will roll if aught goes awry.
I feel a bit out of place here.
Lots to do. Have precious little time. Gather round, treat your ears to a tale by a master story. Aye, got some coin to spare your humble? It's much appreciated.
Peruse at your leisure.
Bit bland. What can I throw in? Got to sell if I can while I'm in town.
Welcome. Not sure what they expect.
Goodness, must have lost track of time.
What's the same?
Pray, slow your feet. You run too fast for the likes of me.
Let us endeavour to keep up, though we are less fleet of foot.
All my days were so tranquil.
This is for you. What do you think? You're always such fun to talk to.
Dirt, sweat, and toil. Each day's moles.
Dead on my feet.
Whatever it is, I'll have to hear it another time.
The hour's grown late. Hilda's going to have my hide.
Leave off.
I don't like it here. I want to go home.
This ain't my problem.
You'll get what's coming to you.
I'm in fine fettle today.
Go on, have a look.
Stimulation. Wonder if it's too early for dinner. I shan't resist.
I'll gather these now. 'Twould be a shame to forget their location when we need them most.
There's no way out of this. All this hustle and bustle just means no time to make any coin here.
Well met. I assume you'll be starting off with a mug of the good stuff. Impressive.
The solution eludes me, but I'm certain there is one. Another day.
Interested in my wares?
This inspires naught but misgivings.
Not my kind of place, this.
Someone to talk to.
At least I have my life. That's something.
Not sure how much longer I can hold out.
You mean? I'd swear it. It's just another day. Same as the one before.
I'm always doing about a dozen things at once.
I only hope my best is good.
Right, door's locked. That should do it.
This is for you, Master. I thought it might come in useful.
I've no time to be social. I've too much to do. Good day, sir.
What do you think? Does this suit...
Only through prayer can I further my devotion. What's this I smell? I've little enough gold to spend.
I'm sure I can handle this. Quite sure.
Aye? What do you want? What? Where did you get this? No. Never mind that. Listen, whatever you found out, whatever you think you know, pray, do not speak of it to any...
This outcome was unknown to me. I had not thought it possible. Now that is a surprise.
Everyone's busy with their own affairs.
Not to look forward to, but a long day of work.
I don't tell half as many lies as my
This place is very... All this hustle and bustle puts me right in. Quite a predicament.
Sometimes this is the only place I can have for half an hour.
All I need is my help, I suppose.
I'll not indulge you in fruitless...
You need a permit to mind. Rumour has that's led to some. Come to think of it, I've nary a. Can't help but talk in a whisper when I'm here.
What would you of me? I'll have no trouble, thank you.
And who, pray tell?